Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day and I hope that you're staying warm. If you live in Texas, it's officially winter, which is kind of like summer anywhere else. But so today's video, guys, is another foundation review, and as y'all know, I love trying out new foundations. And this one is the Revlon Colorstay 2-in-1 Compact Foundation. I was kind of excited that they came out with a compact version just because I don't like the liquid formula. I know everybody raves about it, everybody loves it because it's so long wearing. However, I've tried it personally and I'm not a fan 100%. I just feel like there's better foundations out there that work for me better. However, I was excited that they came out with a cream compact just because I like cream foundations. I do have the MAC Pro Longwear Cream Compact Foundation and I've actually reviewed that in the past, and I absolutely love that foundation because it just glides onto the skin. It looks absolutely wonderful and it's full coverage, and I just love compact foundations because they're so easy when you're on the go. I originally heard about this and there's not many reviews out about this just because I feel like it just came out. I haven't seen it at Walmart or Target, but I did find it at my local Bed Bath & Beyond, which I am fortunate enough to finally live next to one. And so I went over to Bed Bath & Beyond after seeing a post on the Budget Beauty blog or Nude. I'm not sure which one, but those are my two favorite bloggings for drugstore product. And anyway, after seeing their post, I was like, oh my god, I need to go get this foundation. So I went out to Bed Bath & Beyond, and sure enough, it was one of the biggest displays there. And so I picked up this foundation and it cost me about $12.99, which was kind of pricey for a drugstore foundation, but I figured, you know what? I haven't done a foundation review in a while. I'm actually excited about this foundation. I need to buy it. So I went ahead and purchased it along with one of the new Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lippies, and this is Devotion, and I'm wearing it on my lips right now, and I actually do like it, and I think they go great together. So what I like about the compact itself is that it does come with a foundation and a concealer. So as y'all can see, there's a concealer in that, and then it lifts up, and there's the foundation along with the actual sponge that I need to put back in there with the sponge compartment. So what I like about this, and originally when I first saw this, I was like, oh my god, like they cut off this little part and you don't get as much foundation as you normally would. But then I opened it and I was like, oh, that's really cool, like the fact that it opens up. And I like that it's 2-in-1, you know? So when you're paying $13, you're actually paying $13 for a concealer and foundation. So I thought that was really neat. And that actually makes me appreciate this foundation kind of a little bit more because I feel like this compact itself is for someone who's on the go. And personally for me, when I'm running late to school, sometimes I don't get to put on my foundation. I actually have a little makeup bag full of makeup that I can use on the go, and so normally I have a powder foundation or whatever it is, but it's just on the go makeup that I can put on in 10 minutes in my classroom without my teacher noticing, because that's one of the big deals. My teacher will get super mad if I'm doing my makeup in class, but if I can limit it to it being such a short amount of time, I can get it done. So I definitely appreciate the concept, it being a concealer, a foundation, all in one, and it just having everything that you really need for a perfect collection. I will say, guys, that while I was there, the color selection was very limited. It was almost like the way the shades go is from the 100s to the 300, 400s. The same process as the liquid formula. And what I didn't like is that I felt like in the 100s and the 200s, it was like 4 pink tones and like 2 yellow tones. So it's kind of like, okay, like this isn't very much selection. There's no equal amounts of yellows and pinks, or it would be too neutral. And another thing, guys, is that when you look at this in person, all of them literally look the same, and the compact foundation actually looks really dark. So it's kind of hard to guesstimate which foundation is your shade. So I was kind of basing it off the fact that I'm a natural beige in the liquid version, but however, because it does oxidize darker on me, I got a lighter shade, and I actually went ahead and got 200 Nude color, and I actually think it's a good fit. It's slightly lighter than my neck, kind of. One of the notable ingredients that I saw in the back of this is that it has salicylic acid. So if you're acne prone, this might actually work out for you. I just thought that was interesting, the fact that it had salicylic acid. I think that's a great addition to any product. But yeah, guys, other than that, I'll just keep this short and simple. That's basically all I have to say as far as information on this product. But I definitely do think that if you want this now, I definitely think you should go to Bed Bath & Beyond. Normally, their products do run cheaper than you would find at Target or any other drugstore. I'm just gonna go ahead and insert the demo right here. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna take the sponge on one side of my face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dip the sponge that it comes with. It's this like triangular rounded edge sponge, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and dab it into. It's kind of really creamy, guys. Like it just really got on the sponge really well. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the right side of my face, which is your left, I believe. And I'm kind of just gonna go ahead and bickle it on, or tap it in, I should say. Okay guys, so I finished applying the foundation to one side of my face, which is my right side, which is probably your left. And I will say that for the most part, the foundation did hide all of my imperfections with one complete swipe. I did have to kind of layer it on a little bit on my cheeks just because I did have some redness on there. And for the most part, I covered everything up. I will say that I still have some pimples showing through the foundation. However, they're only the pimples that are like extremely red. So it's kind of one of those things where you need concealer for those anyway. But I am, for the most part, really impressed with this foundation. I feel like it's super creamy. It like glides onto the skin. I'm honestly impressed that it went on so well with just the sponge application. I feel like sometimes when I've used the sponges that the compacts come with, they have resulted in just like epic failures. This one, however, is relatively good. I felt like it really packed on the product onto my skin and it really glided on. And like I said, guys, like this is like perfect. And then on this side, you can obviously see all my redness. There's redness around my nose. You can just see all my imperfections on this side compared to this side. The foundation does set into a nice demi-matte finish. There's still a glow to the foundation. So for the other side of my face, I'm actually going to be using a buffing brush. And this is a buffing brush from Sonia Kouchak that I got in a set a month ago, I believe. And I'm going to go ahead and just dab it into the cream, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just start applying it to the left side of my face. Wow guys, I am so shocked at how well this foundation covered. And honestly guys, I actually prefer the brush instead of the sponge. I actually did go in and cover this red zit that I had right here with the brush, and it actually covered it up completely. But I am honestly guys so shocked with how creamy, velvety, and just how it glided onto my face and just covered everything up. The color matching isn't too bad. It is slightly light for me. However, like most foundations, they do tend to oxidize to my skin tone. Okay guys, so the next thing I'm gonna actually put on my face is the concealer. So as y'all know, the concealer is at the top of this compact, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and use my finger for this application, kind of just swirling my finger. It's really creamy in texture, kind of just like the foundation. And I'm gonna go ahead and tap it in underneath my eye. Okay guys, I have to say that the concealer actually works really well. It is relatively lighter than the foundation, so you will notice a difference if you use a concealer for highlighting. However, it's very subtle, so it won't be anything dramatic. Also guys, I do have something else to show y'all. I did go ahead and pick up the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. This is the color Devotion, and guys, it's a nice like dusty rose color. I'm not even sure how to describe it. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put that on my lips. I've already pre-lined my lips, and I'm gonna go ahead and just fill them in with this pink color. And there you have it guys, this is Devotion. I actually do like it. However, I will say guys that it did take me like 3 coats to put on to get a full lip color. These aren't like the Honest Busted Beverly Hills lip colors that with one swipe they're literally full coverage. So that being said guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and zoom out now. Okay guys, so I finished applying the rest of my makeup, and honestly guys, I do like the way this foundation has set into my skin. I can see myself using this foundation. It has a very creamy like texture. The application process was a breeze. There wasn't a struggle compared to my last foundation review video. If you watched it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it covered everything up. I will say though that as far as the lippy, I'm not 100% sold on it. It hasn't dried. It's been about 3 minutes since I put it on, and normally by now it should have already set. However, it hasn't set. It's kind of just chilling on my lips. It has a very wet feel slash slightly look. It is starting to dry down, but I wouldn't say this is a complete matte look. It's just taking a little bit longer than it should to dry down, so I'm kind of concerned. However, it looks really well guys. That's all I really have to say for now on this foundation. It is 2:19 in the afternoon, and I will be back in a couple hours to show y'all how this foundation is wearing throughout the day. So stay tuned guys, I'll be right back. It's now 6:14 in the afternoon. Well, I should say afternoon, but if I look outside it's like pitch black. It's been 4 hours since I initially put on this foundation, and for the most part the foundation looks really good on my skin. I will say that I'm starting to get slightly oily in my T-zone, so my forehead and my nose. Everywhere else, the foundation looks pretty well. I'm actually kind of shocked and surprised that it's holding up so well. For the most part, this foundation looks really well. Again, I wouldn't say this foundation is a matte finish. This is definitely a demi matte and leaning more on the satin side. Okay guys, this is weird, but this lipstick has not dried. It is still wet. I haven't eaten anything. I haven't touched up. It looks really good on my lips. So I'm gonna go ahead and touch up my nose and right underneath my eyes because I didn't set it, and because I did use a concealer, I'm just gonna go ahead and set that real quick. Okay guys, so I've touched up with slight powder on my T-zone, and honestly, the foundation still looks amazing. It looks like I just put it on. And for now, that's all I have to say. I will be back in a couple more hours to tell you how this foundation is wearing. Hey guys, so it's now 11 o'clock at night. It's been about 9 hours since I initially put on this foundation, and to be honest, it feels fairly well on the skin. I don't feel like it's too heavy. I don't feel like I need to wash it off. And looking at it, guys, up close, it doesn't look too bad. The only parts that it's starting to kind of wear off is on my nose. It's kind of starting to break apart, and you can start to see the pinkness underneath the foundation of my nose. But other than that, my T-zone looks fairly well. I can't really complain. After 9 hours of wear, the foundation looks amazing, to be honest. And honestly, I feel like it's even holding up better than my MAC Pro Longwear compact foundation that I have. That being said, guys, this foundation is honestly one of the better foundations that I have tried from the drugstore that I genuinely like. I don't know if this foundation is going to cause me to break out. I don't feel any breakouts. My skin didn't react. Hasn't reacted funny to this foundation. I feel like this foundation could last you all day. I feel like I could definitely wear this foundation 12 hours, which is great because this foundation is part of their Colorstay line. So because it's part of the Colorstay line, I do expect it to last longer. But I think the coverage and the longevity are phenomenal, and I definitely would recommend this to people. And I know y'all are gonna ask, do I feel like this is better than the Maybelline Fit Me? Yes, because I feel like this just covers up all my pores, all my imperfections. You can still start to see some peeking through, but other than that, it is just amazing how well this foundation has lasted and how well it covers. And you know, I love the fact that the packaging has concealer and everything, and I just feel like this is a great foundation for on the go. The only con to this foundation really and truly is the fact that the color shades is still limited. As far as the foundation goes, I definitely give this a 4 out of 5. I think it's a great foundation. I think it's great on the go, and I feel like anybody can really use this. I feel like if you have dry skin, however, this might cling to your dry swatches, but not too much, because I do feel like this foundation was slightly moisturizing in the sense that I didn't feel like I was pulling and tugging when applying it, which is the case for most cream foundations. I didn't feel like that. This foundation just glided on, as y'all saw in the demo, and I just feel like this is a great foundation overall. I will continue to use this throughout this week, and if I break out, I will let you know down in the description box, so make sure to check back on that, or feel free to ask me down below and I'll comment and let y'all know. Moving on to the Revlon Ultra Matte HD lipstick. I'm kind of impressed by this. Remember I told y'all that it has a wet feeling? Well, it still kind of does. It's not 100% dry. If I look at my lips right now, they're still kind of shiny, almost like a gloss, but not necessarily. It's kind of like a semi-matte. And if I look at my lips, they're still in place. That whole like semi-matte is still going on. And despite the fact that it looks wet, honestly guys, I just ate and I thought I was gonna like have it all over my face when I came in here. And looking at my lips, they look perfect. This has lasted a whole 9 hours and the color is still true to color. It's just starting to come undone in the middle of my lips, but I mean, that's normal. I just ate. It looks phenomenal, and I actually do love these. I honestly, guys, I thought I was gonna end up returning this because I wasn't gonna like it, but I love it. I give this a thumbs up. Other than that, guys, that basically concludes today's video. If you like this video, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos from me personally, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And if you watched this video all the way to the very end, let me know what your favorite new product is. And with spring 2016 fastly approaching, let me know what you're most excited about in terms of product launches. There's a lot of new foundations that are coming out for the spring, and I want to know what you're most excited for. Other than that, guys, see you next time. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing a what's in my bag video. I haven't done this in a couple of months, and a lot of the reason is that I didn't have a lot of purses, or I wasn't really alternating or using my bags because I don't